last year with them throughout the entire. Jones and Smith will jump it up and crowd here will stand until Minnesota's first bucket. Here's Johannes getting the start off to Ionescu in the corner. Can't hit the three. Williams, the weak side rebound.
And you will see Minnesota pushing the ball in transition. Do such a good job of sharing it. A good look for Collier there.
Just couldn't finish it. Here's Ionescu quickly down the other way. Natasha Cloud battling illness, was questionable, giving it a go. Ionescu sidestepping, will take and hit on the jumper.
One changeup without Brianna Stewart on the floor as Jonquil Jones has the primary assignment against Napheesa Collier. Typically, that would be Brianna Stewart's assignment.
And she did a pretty nice job against her in the finals, held it under 40% shooting in those matchups. Here's Williams in the mid-range, off, and Jones the rebound. Williams an all-star for a second time this season. Bebish goes baseline. And a whistle as New York turns it over. It'll be Minnesota basketball.
Did you see Jonquil Jones' softball pitch style outlet pass?
Like that.
You don't see that very often.
We saw some of the ingenuity for Jonquil's passing a season ago.
Yes.
Here's Williams, great pocket pass. Smith had it stripped, got it back. Into the corner, Collier, on a three.
Nice pass by Smith out to the corner as New York's defense was a little bit in scramble mode.
Collier shooting 35% from three this season. Jones overpowering Collier on the interior.
And Minnesota does not really have a size matchup that is good for Jonquil Jones. 6'6", long and strong.
Well, one of the things we saw from New York in those finals, Collier misses that one, especially in Game 5, as they went really big. And tonight, New York doesn't necessarily have that option. No Brianna Stewart, also no Niara Sabali, no Kennedy Burke. Emma Miesemann isn't quite ready to go yet as Johannes pops it in beautifully off the window.
She let go of that perfectly before the shot blocker could get a fingertip on it.
Here's McBride. Out to Smith, her three is good. Alana Smith shot just under 40% last year, just 31% this season. But a threat from three, no doubt.
And one of the things that makes Minnesota so dangerous is that every player on the floor is a threat from three.
Storyline in New York's eventual victory, as she dealt with back issues on and off throughout the entire series, really.
And Maisha Hines-Allen, who came in for her,
Johannes buries the three.
Was not a threat from three, so New York was not extending their defense out on her at all, was able to clog up the paint.
When Johannes gets hot, she can go on some epic runs. It's her first two. Here's McBride. Jones the rebound again with that softball style. Here's Cloud.
Bad feelings about how they lost that series and what happened. She said, I hope we beat their league by 50 tonight. She tore a ligament in her thumb. And she did try to recreate
footwork.
Good movement here. Jones Sandy Brondell told us they wanted a little bit more from Jonquel Jones on the perimeter in this game, trying to access her ability to space.
They know they from the perimeter, driving in the slot as well.
Fifth game back for Jonquel Jones as that one just slipped through the fingers of McBride. Here's Ionescu trying to work McBride all the way to the cup.
So much credit to Jonquel Jones there. She used her body to shield the defense so that Sabrina Ionescu would have that driving lane.
16-10 start for New York. Collier off the leg of Johannes stays here with Minnesota. That's why we have replay. Collier got fouled and will shoot two. Contact came post-gather. The pick guard earlier today at shoot-around. First of all, as any of you who've watched Stud Buds knows, Courtney Williams is one of the most entertaining human beings and delightful human beings you'll ever come across. But Courtney was talking to us about when she got the original call from Cheryl Reeve and Minnesota's front office recruiting her before last season, and they said, we want you to be our point guard. And she said, you know, whoa, Natasha Cloud's a free agent, Jordan Canada's a free agent. I've only spent 1 year as a point guard. You want me to be a point guard for you? She said they saw something in me, and now we're making magic together.
Talked about how impactful Lindsay Whalen has been, giving her nuggets of information of how to run the position.
Johannes connects on another three.
And I just love how Courtney Williams called all of us twin.
Yeah.
She'd answer something, twin.
That's right. A term of endearment.
Yes. At least I hope it is.
Collier attacks the D. Can't finish. Smith there. She will. Good pace to this game in the early going. A 19-13 Liberty lead. New York a -27 combined in the last two first quarters. Johannes, a little too much sauce on that one, and it goes out of bounds.
Rain Johannes gets so much space on this shot just with the fake. When she catches the ball and looks to the side, the defense bites and then just steps right into the motion. She just has a beautiful, beautiful long-range shot.
You know, she had been a subdued producer for a lot of this season, but starting to find a little bit of a rhythm of late, and she could be such an X factor for New York. Williams back iron it off. Collier another chance here. Collier drifting inside and a trap.
You know who's not a subdued producer? Ian Gruka.
You're right. He's just an out there excellent producer.
That's right.
Yeah. He's the actual producer of our game,
yes.
in case you're wondering. Our incredible game producer, along with our director, Adam Bryant, who bring you the pictures and sounds that you see. Ionescu meant that for Talbot. Gets it back. Can't hit the deep three. Rebound on the interior. And that's what Stephanie Talbot can bring that Sandy Brondello has been highlighting to us. Those
is coming into this one on energy and effort. And you always want that from players coming in off the bench. And we see it from Talbot there.
Holly?
Well, Stephanie Talbot's a great story. She was playing for the Golden State Valkyries, got waived, and Sandy Brondello wanted to immediately pick her up and bring her in because they have played together in the Opals system, the Australian national team, for the last 10 years. So Sandy Brondello runs so much of that Opals offense that Talbot can actually step into this Liberty team, even only having a couple of days of practice, and feel very comfortable already.
Yeah, Holly, great continuity there with Sandy Brondello as the head coach of the Opals. Cheryl Reeve very frustrated right now at the delay on what seemed to be pretty obvious contact right in front of her.
Yeah, Jonquel Jones picking up the foul as she's trying to switch on to Kayla McBride.
Here's McBride. Back to Shepard in off the bench. Shepard, good attack there, lays it in.
She's been really, really good for Minnesota all season long off the bench. Great size, she can shoot, drive, does all the little things as well.
Here's Talbot into the corner. Jones gives it up. Beavish at three, short. Collier another rebound. Here's Collier pushing pace. Heidemann, the other half of the Stud Buds, in off the bench. Collier fakes the three. Bangs with Beavish. Jones there on the double. McBride off. And Jones secures the rebound, her fourth of the quarter. Here's Ionescu using the screen. Switched on Collier. Ionescu, little runner, banks in. Good start for Sabrina Ionescu, 3 of 5 in the first.
Nice change of pace, too. As soon as she felt the defender on her hip, she used that to get the angle and the shot that she wanted in the paint.
Williams, wheeling behind, finding Shepard, through the bunny. Gets it back. The second chance is good.
Been defensive miscommunication a couple times now from the New York Liberty involving Jess Shepard.
Ionescu to the cup again, but couldn't finish it. Here comes Williams with pace. Williams gives it up. Underneath, knocked away by Gardner. Here comes Rebecca Gardner off the bench. Finding Talbot in stride. The denial from Williams. Shepard draws two and finishes. Don Williams loving it. Courtney's father always engaged in the action. Here's Ionescu. Lob it in, and Williams on the steal this time. Jetting into the front court. McBride, you got it. Ever, and you could easily argue it was the greatest finals in league history. 16 and 17 between Minnesota and LA. Also, you throw in there, could have a couple other candidates, but the basketball so far tonight reminding us exactly of what we saw then. 2-for-1 opportunity here for New York. Jones, 6 to shoot, shovels it back. Nice look from Cloud, and Talbot lays it in.
Great cut from Talbot so that she could find that space, and then the delivery by Cloud.
About a 3-second difference, game and shot clock here, as Williams directs traffic. 6 points off the bench for Shepard, off the trap. Smith grabs, tosses, Heidemann, short, gets it back. Heidemann able to drain it with 1.8 to go in this first. Here's Gardner, doesn't get it off in time, and that will do it for the first quarter. Tied at 20.
You know, it's tough. I would have liked to get some of them out a little early near the end, but there was no stoppages. But look, they're tough. They're competing hard. I've just got to line up probably we don't see a lot of, but we're just going to have to use.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
And New York without Kennedy Burke, Niara Sabali, key reserves, and also without Brianna Stewart, the two-time MVP. As New York
Possession to get a good look at the hoop.
Very strong use of muzzle by you. Smith back to McBride, wide open three, short. A passive pursuit there on the rebound, and McBride cashes in.
Credit Minnesota for cashing in, but the last two possessions, defensively and offensively for New York, you could see that their chemistry wasn't quite there, miscommunication.
Great look there from Talbot, and Harrison lays it in. Izzy Harrison has been launched into a more primary role now with the injuries New York dealing with. In the corner, Carlton, run off, gets it out. Good movement here. Heidemann has it deflected by Harrison and taken. Izzy Harrison trying to win the foot race. Harrison all the way in for the finish. What a take from Izzy Harrison. Here is Carlton. McBride bounces to the wing. Carlton cutting through, got fouled by Harrison, and Carlton is going to shoot two. Carlton, this is the first. Taking a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Prime Video tomorrow night. Valkyries at Washington. Eye on Friday. Dallas hosts Indy. LA and Seattle. CBS Sportsnet next Tuesday. LA hosts Indiana. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. We have a couple of games on ABC this weekend as well. Johannes gets it up to Phoebish. Johannes launching short, caught by Talbot, denied by Smith. Phoebish after it, and it's going to be a foul or out of bounds. No whistle. So New York has to move with haste. Cloud, cross court, Talbot a three. Nearly banked it in. Here's Williams. Back into the game for Minnesota. Williams. Pull-up jumper, no. Talbot able to secure it. Boy, Stephanie Talbot has brought a lot to New York in this first half. Here's Talbot on the move. Cloud will fire, and it's hit from three. New York back in front.
And the energy end-to-end again from Talbot with the defensive board, then a dribble penetration and kick out to Cloud.
Yeah, already 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Talbot in 7 minutes off the bench. And now a steal. New York with numbers. Talbot off to Cloud. Minnesota able to get back. Harrison putting it on the deck. Setting up inside. Gets denied by Collier. And again, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year showing why. In the corner, McBride was waiting for it. Now gets it. Carlton a three. He's good.
Both of these teams shooting over 50% from the field so far.
This Cloud whirls into a whistle, and Natasha Cloud is going to shoot too. Basketball.
I do ask.
Well, more than any team in the WNBA by far, they have more than 1,000 more passes than the next closest team in the league. There are only 2 players in the WNBA who have made 1,400 passes or more this season individually. Both of them are on Minnesota, Courtney Williams and Nafisa Collier.
And they lead the league in assists, you know, and it's not off of dribble penetration necessarily in kicks. It's just off of crisp ball movement on every possession.
On pace for the 3rd most assists per game by any team in league history. Lob it inside, Cloud there for the interception. Cloud gets it back, directing traffic, wants to get it to Phoebish in the post on Williams. Instead, it's Jones. Jones using her size for the easy 2.
JJ was begging for the basketball the entire possession because McBride, who is much smaller, was stuck defending her in the lane.
7 points, 4 rebounds, and Jones, the finals MVP, hasn't missed. Williams couldn't skate in for 2. Phoebish the rebound and travel. And Leonie Phoebish is saying, you saw, search what you see using the Google app. Here's Collier. Elbow jumper is good on a great find from Williams. Minnesota, 4 championships in their history, trying to be the first to 5 as Ionescu has been able to drive it effectively so far tonight.
Done a really good job anytime the defender has gotten on her hip of keeping her there and getting the angle to the basket.
Smith connects, rattling in a 3.
The spacing that Minnesota has on the offensive end of the floor because of the weapons and the way they can all hit from deep.
They're now 6 of 11 from 3. Here's Jones. Hand off to Phoebish. Phoebish a deep one. Back iron it off. Johannes unable to grab it as Carlton does. Here's Smith racing ahead. Nice footwork and the finish. Minnesota back in front by 4. Minnesota's largest lead has been 5. New York's 8. A tightly played opening half. Reminiscent of last year's finals. in the first rematch between these teams. Smith, another rejection, and Carlton keeps it in. Williams, no.
You rarely see Jonquel Jones get her shot blocked on that little fadeaway.
2 blocks for Smith, 2 for Collier already for Minnesota. Ionescu, quick move, leaning jumper is good. Sabrina Ionescu up to 10 points. Collier twisting away, gets fouled, and Nafisa Collier is going.
This Minnesota Lynx team is, but when we talked to the players, Kayla McBride said something to us today that literally gave me chills. She said, the thing that we have built here, there's so much trust and resilience with what we've built. It always comes down to our chemistry. It's special. You can't put a price on it. And when things get tough, we get closer. You're seeing that right in front of you in this game. Their chemistry is elite. You can feel it with this team.
Yeah, Holly, it's such a strong point. And what Kayla said is, we don't go to our own islands in those moments. And that is often a hallmark of successful teams when it comes to the sport of basketball.
And look at the first quarter, there were times offensively where Minnesota wasn't on the same page, and we're not used to seeing that. But here in the second quarter, they certainly felt like a well-oiled machine.
Couple tough possessions for Jonquel Jones, maybe trying to force it a little bit. 2 of these last 3 possessions. Minnesota, 4-point lead. Here's Williams, mid-range, off. Williams 0 for 6 to start this game. Here's Ionescu, got bumped by McBride. Foul on the floor.
Alana Smith, only 6'4", but she gets the defensive assignment every night for Minnesota against the other team's big, and she has certainly met the challenge here against Jonquel Jones.
Finals is a 7-game series for the very first time. Here's Cloud racing to the cup on a beautiful ATO.
She just can put the Jets on when she gets a head full of steam, and she did there going to her right side.
8 points, 4 assists for Natasha Cloud, who has not missed. Here's Collier, thought about the 3, trying to take it at Jones, and able to bank it in. Nafisa Collier just always able to create space.
Yeah.
12 points for Collier, and a foul here on Collier. That'll be her second.
And Nafisa Collier is unafraid. It doesn't matter the size of her defender. You have to guard her out on the perimeter because she's a very good 3-point shooter and just uses her body control to get good looks at the basket.
Here's Feebish on the cut. Feebish kicks it out. Cloud takes that 3. The runner banks in. Natasha Cloud having herself a night. 10 points, 4 from the floor. Meanwhile, Feebish with her 5th assist of the half. Collier able to finish again on the interior. 4-point Minnesota lead. Jones hesitated on the 3. Shovels it into the corner. What a move from Feebish. And then just missed the layup. Did the hard part, couldn't finish. And a whistle here against New York. That'll be their first in the final 2 minutes.
Natasha Cloud has been so good here in the first half. We saw her drive to the basket on the right side. Then here she goes with the left, and Nafisa Collier with the answer. Again, in a pick and roll. That time it was with Kayla McBride. So good in the 2-man game.
Both teams shooting well over 50%. On the switch, Collier with Williams, able to finish again. That combination has been unstoppable. 7 assists for Williams. Collier up to 16 points. She is the last 8 for Minnesota. Nice look there from Ionescu, and Feebish could not get it to go. Sandy Brondello very upset, no call on the other end. Minnesota, its largest lead at 6. Williams mid-range, that one's off as well. Ionescu dropped the rebound and finally collects it.
Williams has had a great floor game. Yeah. She just hasn't been able to get her shot to fall.
0 for 7 from the floor. Ionescu leaves that one short. 2 for 1 opportunity if Minnesota hurries. Williams trying to. There goes the 2 for 1. Here's Williams, giving it up, 6 to shoot. Collier, Penix, on the 3, looking like MVP. Wow, went too early, leaves Minnesota time. Williams gets it ahead, Smith loses it, and that'll do it for the first half. A strong